Hey everyone, in this one we're going to be talking about a few different themes and want you to join in on the conversation. In the comments below, why don't you tell us who your favorite video game music composers are? And also some game OSTs that you find yourself listening to in your daily lives for whatever various reasons. And also, one video game song that stands out amongst all others. Or maybe multiple video game songs that stand out amongst all others. You know what, you give us your top 5 if you have a top 5. Doesn't matter, they're all good. Alright, thanks everyone. Speaking of that, do you have like any composers that you know of for video games off the top of your head that you...
Just Darren Korb. That's the one that always comes to mind when I think of like video game. I mean, and then there's, I know it's not video game, but I really respect Hans Zimmer for all the work that he's done.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. You know who Hans Zimmer is, right? Inception, the Superman soundtrack.
Okay, yeah.
A couple other ones, and he has
did
like
the scores. Yeah.
Yeah, he has like no, like real like musical background either, which is awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Yeah.
Like you just teach. At that point, you teach yourself.
Essentially, yeah. Like he never got like formal training. Like I'm sure he knows what the dealio is, you know.
Yeah. Well, at that point, like you do, like at that point, you're innovating. And when you get to the point where you're innovating, like you're the one who's teaching everyone else.
Yeah.
I think like I was listening to the Super Best Friend cast, and they had Jake Kaufman as a guest, and the girl that makes Spooky's House of Jump Scares.
Okay. Yeah.
And he was saying like, yeah, they get all this equipment and they just teach themselves like how to use all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great. Like, I have no other way to put that. I unfortunately don't know too much of like about composers and stuff like that. I know I dropped Jake Kaufman. I know I dropped Mick Gordon because Mick Gordon makes really fucking intense music, and I mainly because like I only really know him because of Killer Instinct and Doom. Mm-hmm. I forget who the Halo guy was, but he was really good.
Yeah,
there was a Japanese woman that does a lot of stuff for I think Square Enix.
Yo, Square Enix soundtracks are really good,
and I
dude.
don't remember much about who she is, unfortunately. Like I'm more about like game design, and that's why I'm talking a lot about the game design of this. Like, you know, game directors and like who had a hand in what game. Pestering, good job, man.
Thank you. Yeah. Don't compliment me.
Never compliment PJ.
I can't handle it, okay? Oops. Oh man.
But like I do want to learn more about like other things. Like I know some people who like design some things in some games. Like, do you know Akira Toriyama designs all the stuff for Dragon Quest, or at least designs a lot of stuff for Dragon Quest.
Yo, so
do you know who Akira Toriyama is?
So here's the thing.
He's the guy who wrote Dragon Ball.
Okay, no, I didn't know that.
Okay.
But Dragon Quest is like the game that's out. That's really big, and they have like 7 or 8 or 9 or... Yeah,
that's a game that like... It's been so Japanese exclusive for so long, but slowly coming out in America to the point where they port like 2 or 3 at the same time. Like I remember when 6 and 7 came out on the same day in America.
Yeah, and you're like, this is weird.
Yeah, like, it's like, okay, 2 80-hour games at once. I mean, if they follow like the Final Fantasy thing, I believe, where you don't have to play them in any order.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's how it is, because if you have to play like 8 of them in a row, then that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, we were talking about music, right?
Yeah.
And there is a song on Dragon Quest that is phenomenal. And I play D&D, so I'll like grab a lot of video game music to like throw into the adventure to kind of make it like a little bit more atmospherical.
Yeah.
Really pull the players in.
Yeah.
And there's a Dragon Quest song that is just so perfect. It's like magical. But it's just like, it almost feels like you're floating through the sky. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my only real experience with any Dragon Quest. I don't even know what any of the games are about, but it looks like Dragon Ball, you know, with the character design. So I can see where that if like the director came from that, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you have like any specific like one songs from like any game that is like probably one of your like in your top 5 maybe, or like favorite of all time?
Oh, jump. Yeah. Like, I can't think of the name of it. Oh.
What do you know? The game. Like what game was it?
It was Bastion.
Okay.
I think it's In Case of Trouble.
All right. And like when did that song play? What part of Bastion?
I think it played frequently in like different locations.
Okay.
I can't remember, but
So it's just like a stage song.
Yeah, I guess, but like, or maybe it was like in the beginning somewhere. But basically, like, I learned it on guitar, and I had a friend do it with me at the Gulu when he was on the box drum, and it was like, I don't know, it just came out really good, and like we worked really hard on the project itself. And then I met Darren Korb, and I told him about it, and he was like, "Oh snap, which song?" And I was like, "This one." He's like, "Oh, I love that song too. Like, it's such a good song." Blah 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 blah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, like, just for like, I guess like sentimental reasons, it sort of meant a little bit more to me. You know what I mean? But as far as just like good sound design, oh, I hopped over those ones. As far as good sound design, I'm not really sure. There's this song called Peril that I've been using in a lot of my D&D games by, I think it was like on Halo 2. Mm-hmm. But that one's really good, although I wouldn't say that's like best. Witcher 1 had one called like, it was like Gambling Tavern something that I've been like super digging. I can send it to you or something like that. You can put like a link to it if you want. But that like I would put that on when I was like getting ready in the morning, like to go out and shit, like, cause it's just so like upbeat and keeps you going in the morning.
Right. Just want to Google something real quick, because like this, I have so many favorite songs from games, but like, hold on, I'm trying to find this. So like, there's so many games that have so much good music, and it's so hard to pick like just one. Like the final boss theme in Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, absolutely fantastic. The Halo battle theme, you know, the Duke to Dude.
Yeah, dude. I love that that choir too that they have.
It's so strong. Like crazy battle themes, and then like there's just boss themes. But because of the way the fight went, and like I was talking about earlier, where like the song kind of builds itself as you keep going. Like because of like those instances, these songs become amazing. Like I was saying, the final boss fight in Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Like as you go into different phases, the song keeps adding and adding and growing to the point where when you're in the final phase, and it kind of like the way the lyrics just come out, the vocals come out. And it makes it feel like this is the final stretch, like this is the home run. And then like, there's other games where like No More Heroes 2, like there was like, I don't want to say like a theming of the songs, but in No More Heroes 2, like all the boss themes, like they're like, kind of, and there's not really too much vocals to them. It's just like the songs playing, and like it's good songs and all. But then there's one boss when you get to her, Margaret Moonlight, No More Heroes 2, where she has her own like really specific song, and like the idea is like she's singing the song the whole time. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's so fucking catchy. And but it's such a difference compared to like in scope compared to all the other boss songs in that entire game.
You'll have to send me that one because that sounds pretty neat.
Yeah, like I'll send you just like 2 boss fights of No More Heroes 2. I'll send you like one of the mid bosses, and then I'll send you Margaret Moonlight. The name of the fight's pretty cool. Like her design, she's a really super cool character. The design's really neat. Her like a lot of characters in No More Heroes were done really well. Suda51 is the director on that, and like anything he touches just has such good stuff with it. And he actually was the director on. Well, he wasn't the director on. He had some part though in Let It Die.
I don't know what that is.
It's a new
game on PS4. It's free to play. It has some freemium aspects to it, but it's a very Dark Soulsy type of game.
Okay.
But a lot of people, like, it's gotten some very weird panning. It's one of those things where, like, a lot of people aren't willing to give it the time to try to figure out, like, how to make this kind of... It has a little bit of jank to it, but, like, if you can figure it out, it becomes actually a really cool game, where a lot of people just, like, they drop it the second, like, this is too janky. And yes, it is janky, but if you can actually put the time in and get the jank together, it's a super cool game.
Okay.
Something cool I'm noticing right now, like, you go into that triangle and you can kind of see the border of a tunnel and everything outside of it.
Yeah.
That's super cool. I really like that.
So two tracks that I want to talk about real quick before I forget. Cohen's masterpiece, Bioshock 1. You walk into a room and this dude's got, like, TNT strapped to the piano. I don't know if you remember that at all. But, like, he's playing this song, and I remember walking into this room and hearing him play this, like, beautiful piece and being like, this is amazing, I don't want to kill this guy. And then he, like, blows himself up if you let him finish it. But if you walk up to him, he doesn't even really play the song. He just, like, blows himself up. So I remember hearing him play the song and, like, sitting there for a minute, like, listening to the whole thing, and then he just, like, blows up. And it was just so good. It was, like, amazing. That and the other one, which is, like, a little cliche, I guess, and, I don't want to be that guy or anything like that, but it's definitely worth mentioning. Pretty much all of Undertale.
Oh my god, Undertale.
Yeah.
So, the two songs from that are my absolute favorite. Obviously, Megalovania.
Mm-hmm, that one's so good.
You can never go wrong with Megalovania. But I feel like at this point, it's kind of, like, overhyped.
Yeah, a little
unfortunately,
bit. It's still good,
it's absolutely unbelievable song.
Mm-hmm.
But the main theme, the version of it that you fight for the true pacifist boss.
Okay.
That
I'm actually
version
on
of
that
it.
run right now, so I don't know. I think it's Sans that you fight, but I don't...
No, the true pacifist is
Don't tell me.
not Sans.
Okay. Is that Genocide?
Genocide is Sans.
Okay. Oh, shit.
But the song is so... Because you'll notice, it's the main theme of the song, but it has so much more added to it, and it feels... Like when you first started the game, you kind of heard, like, a faint, slowed down version of the song.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many little things like that in that game where, like, some characters' dialogue, like the sounds they make when they talk, is just, like, slowed down versions of other people's dialogue and shit.
I noticed that.
And that's how you, like, draw the connections and stuff. Like, Toby Fox did such a terrific job with, like, making his own secrets and shit.
How did I miss that?
But that song is really good. But did you have any song in particular that really yelled at you?
Favorite is the Spider Dance. I love...
A lot of people really like the Spider Dance.
I love that song. It's so good. And you know what you have to listen to too? And you have to, like, buy the track, buy the album, because it's like it's cheap. It's like $4 or $5 or something like that. But the undertones, it's like it's an album. Just all of the, like, it's only like 4 songs from the Undertale universe, but it's, like, done, I think it's live instruments or something.
Okay.
But or remix or something like that. But it's, like, approved by Toby Fox to be, like, almost like the unofficial soundtrack.
Gotcha. Okay.
But they do the Spider Dance song, and it's so good because what they do is they have it, like, almost like it's playing on, like, a record player. And it's being, like, constantly adjusted, and then I don't know, dude. It's worth a listen. They have the Waterfall song with Asgore, not Asgore. What's her face?
Oh, I know. Undying,
yeah. And then a couple others. All right.
Undying's theme is really
back.
good.
Yeah,
I'll talk a little bit more about Undertale music. And so if you've listened to the whole OST, then you definitely know the final boss theme. But there's a lot of, like, there are some other shit in there that, like, when you hear the song, and if you can draw the connection to where you heard it previously, like, it becomes that much more important to you. And stuff like that is when you find stuff like that in games, like, it draws some really great gameplay elements where, like, makes it feel like a big deal. But of course, it also draws story elements as well, which that's good game design.
Yeah.
I feel like every topic is just going to come back to that's good game design.
Yeah, because I know that the spider dance is played like at other parts, but like way slowed down. And like somebody pointed it out to me, and I was like, "Oh my god, you're right." I don't remember where.
Honestly, all the unique boss themes in that game, including some of the hidden bosses, are super good. Like, I like Papyrus's boss theme is silly.
The ghost or whatever, the ghost one.
The ghost is a good one.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
What about the angry doll?
Like the punching bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget his actually. I just fought him.
Yeah,
today.
the one where you have to like have him shoot himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just fought him today.
That's a fun one. It's really fun.